This is the time in the lunar cycle to plant your intentions. So you're going to want to have a blank Foursquare or the PDF that comes in the resource section. You want to download that or just grab a piece of paper and fold it into fourths. And then you're going to take some time today to plant your intentions. So some words that you can use are ease, flow, connection, and expansion. Or you can do, if this is maybe your first time in the Aquarius new moon, planting intentions at this new moon, you can do health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. And what you're going to want to do on that Foursquare, because you'll plant your intentions on the front, and then in 6 months at the Aquarius full moon, which is usually in the, let me look at my calendar, August, July timeframe, you will check in on those manifestations. So you plant your intentions at the new moon, and then you harvest them at the full moon. And that's why we like to write 2 sets of intentions for each of your Foursquare items: health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression, or ease, flow, connection, and expansion. I'll go through those again in just a second if maybe this is your first time going through this, or if you want a little refresher. But we plan on the front, the intentions at the new moon. We check them at the back at the full moon. And what you want to do is make sure that you're planting micro and macro intentions. So micro meaning small intentions, things that can come into fruition or come into your field of reality in the next 2 weeks between this new moon and the next full moon, just in the lunar cycle. And then macro intentions, things that are a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit more grandiose, bigger things like a job change or a new career or career path maybe, or a move or a baby or a marriage or something a little bit more grand that just can take some time. It takes a lot more cooperative components to come into fruition, and that can be in 6 months. So that's the macro. And yeah, now is the time to do that. I've heard it said that the Aquarius new moon is actually the first new moon of the year. Everything in January doesn't count, or early January doesn't count, just because with all the excitement of the new year and, you know, the end of the holidays, those couple of weeks are just a little bit of a vortex of holiday and friends and family and time off work and projects being due and the end of school semesters, and it can just be a bit of a kerfluffle. And so I always like to take the Aquarius new moon as a chance to revisit maybe anything that I had planted in the Capricorn new moon, which would be right before the Aquarius new moon, and just be like, is that really what I want for my year? Aquarius is the moon that gives you a minute, because it's a water sign, to just kind of relax, go with the flow, and breathe a little bit to give yourself some space to say, like, yeah, this is what I want in my life. Sorry I'm a little bit glowy. I know these videos are always fun each month, and I try new makeup tips. This one I'm using Moonstone. Just tried this. I found my intention for last year, off topic, was to transition to all natural products, like all natural beauty products, all natural cleaning products, everything all natural. And I found this amazing product. You can message me and I'll send you my endorsement for whoever this is. They use like argan oil, and it's this stuff called Moonstone, which, like, Moonstone, new moon, lunar manifestations. I saw the product and I was like, I need it. I need all of the Moonstone. So in person, gives you a nice ethereal glow. On the interwebs, it gives you a little bit of a shine, but whatever. You're not here for the beauty tips, I don't think. Okay, so let's do the Aquarius new moon. Remember to take a few minutes during this lunar cycle to do the accompanying ritual in the members portal, and send me any of your intentions for the year. Here we go. The Aquarius new moon. Just breathe. Activating state by exhaling into alignment. You know that feeling when your chest tightens, your stomach drops, and suddenly one stray look from a stranger or missent email can make you feel like the world is about to crash down around you? Losing our temper, letting words fly out of our mouths before we've had a moment to consider the consequences of our actions is not a way any of us want to live. Fortunately, closing the gap from where we are to where we want to be can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths and recentering ourselves so that we can show up in the world as the person we want to be, rather than the person we feel forced into being by those around us or the uncomfortable situations that we find ourselves in. So Aquarius is the sign that rules the collective consciousness. So what better time than during this lunation to tap into the state of being that allows life to happen for us instead of to us. So our ritual this month will activate our crown and throat chakras through quick and easy breath work that's available to you anytime during this lunar cycle or future lunar cycles that you may need to instantly change your attitude or find alignment. So this month's ritual adopts a breathwork practice from the Kundalini yoga tradition. So it seeks to revitalize and increase our life force energy through deep and long-held inhalations. And this breathwork exercise can be done quickly in private in under a minute or discreetly in public. It can be done privately, a little bit of a longer ritual, or discreetly in public if you find yourself in a space where you need, to recenter yourself. So I've had moments when I've been living in cities where I get a little bit overwhelmed by the people or the traffic or the lines or the stray looks from strangers on public transportation. And it might not be, the proper place to stand up and start circling your arms and inhaling and breathing deeply. People might think you're having a seizure or a fit of some kind. So that the ritual that is available for the longer practice, that's something you might want to do in private. You could do it at home. I do it with my kids all the time. It's really great for children to just bring them back to center and to help them process what's happening to them, because oftentimes we can react in anger, or they might not know what's happening and just get stressed. And so this gives everybody a chance in the dynamic to stop and breathe. But if you're an adult out in the waking world and you just feel totally overwhelmed, maybe your empathic nature is kicking in. I have a lot of members report that once they start opening up to their spiritual gifts, they might be standing in line for coffee and get a message for somebody, the barista behind the counter, or they might be sitting next to somebody on the metro, or they might be at a doctor's office in the waiting room, or just in these moments where you can pause and spirit connects. And that can be a little bit, not unnerving, but just it can be new. And you go, oh, what do I do with this information? Am I obligated to give it? Doing the breathwork exercise can help you take a second, take a pause, and find the proper way to move through that dynamic. Because the thing with delivering messages is you never want to give an unsolicited message. So you always ask someone for their permission. Otherwise, it's like opening someone's mail and then reading it to them and throwing at them and saying, hey, I read your mail. Here's what it is. Maybe not that invasive, but it can be invasive if it's not a consensual agreement between the message bearer and the message receiver. So taking a minute to kind of breathe and decide, is this message something I should pass on? Is it urgent? How can I go about doing that in a really sacred and safe way? The breathing ritual can help you with that. And then, and it could also just help with the stresses of daily life. You can step into a restroom and do it quickly, or you can do it even standing in line at your coffee shop. Okay, so some other things for the Aquarius new moon, because Aquarius is a water sign and this is a breath of fresh air exercise. It may be time to invest in an air purifying device for your home or office to clean up the air in your immediate environment, or do something like I did. I planted an intention many, many moons ago, about a year ago, knowing we had a big move coming up to live in a city that would have clean air and lots of trees. So if that calls to you, maybe that's a great intention to plant for a 6-month down the road manifestation. Also, be sure to open your window or door for just a few minutes to release any stagnant energy in your bedroom or living spaces. So even a quick, crisp infusion of cold winter air can really shift the energy in a space. It's just great, especially this time of year. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it might be really hot, so you might want to turn it on and turn a fan on really quick and just move the energy through. And if you're in the winter environment, it's a good time to just kind of open it up, let in a little bit of cold air, move it through your space, then close the window. There's a lot of talking old spiritualist texts about always leaving a crack in the window for when someone passes, and it's so that the spirit can get out. I don't know what I think about that, but whenever I do open a window, I say a little blessing. I just say, may only good energy and love come into my house, and anything that doesn't belong in my space easily and quickly leave. Don't have to make a big to-do about it. It's just as simple as taking a moment by opening a window or a door to set the intention for your living space. You can also refresh your space with an essential oil diffuser, or join a community ordered by to draw a breath of fresh air into your weekly schedule. So sharing is caring. Be sure to give back as much as receive. That's one of the big things I don't think I talk often enough about in this space. And that's more of a full moon energy of like this giving back, because once we plant our intentions at the new moon and then we harvest them at the full moon, either 2 weeks later or 6 months later, depending if they were micro or macro, we can be in this really abundant space where it's really easy to give, especially the longer you do the rituals and you see that it's not just a short-term win or a short-term gain in each month or each new moon. During each lunar cycle, you can see your abundance just coming in, and it's nice to think of it as an ocean tide, coming in and out. And the more you're able to give out, the more you're going to receive in. And then each time the tide just gets a little bit bigger, and you find your way in that space of what feels right for you. So with that, that's all I've got to say. Happy new moon in Aquarius. And yeah, be sure to plant your intentions: health, wealth, love, perfect self-expression, which is health, your physical health or your mental or emotional, spiritual health; wealth, monetary, financial abundance, how you do business in the world; health, wealth, love for yourself, love for others, children, spouse, partners, pets, friends, coworkers, family, how you share your energy from the heart, and perfect self-expression. What lights you up? What makes you smile? What do you enjoy doing in this world? Why did you come to Earth? Like, what is the unique path and purpose of your soul? And then if those 4 terms don't resonate, you can also use ease, flow, connection, and expansion. The way that I use these: flow is that my health and vitality stays vibrant and uplifted, and I'm able to, if I have a bad day or an off week or I get a little bit sick, come easily back into alignment with optimal health that will allow my days to flow and my energy to flow in a consistent manner, so that I can keep being of service for spirit, for everyone here in the membership and clients, my family, everyone that I come into contact with. So that's ease. Flow. Ease is that abundance comes easily to me and I'm able to push it back out. Abundance in whatever term that means for me, whether it's financial resources or my ability to connect people and places, my ability to channel, whatever it means to have easy connections and an easy flow in my life. Connection, specifically, the way that I use it is my connection to my spirit team, my angels, my guides, my loved ones in spirit, your loved ones in spirit, learning new ways to connect our current understanding of what mediumship is and our future understanding of how we will perceive mediumship. I believe once our consciousness is elevated to the point where everyone kind of realizes the interconnectedness that our spirit share and our mind share. And then expansion, what can I put into this world that I can bring with me into spirit? So when we leave, we don't get to take anything with us. We don't get to take our bodies, our physical family members. We get to take them in spirit or meet them in spirit. We don't get to take our belongings. We don't get to take anything, our abundance, anything. What we get to take with us are the experiences that our soul has acquired here and now during this physical lifetime. So that's what it means for me. I would love to hear what it means for you. Comment and share. You know how to reach me on Instagram. And yeah, have a wonderful new moon. With love and light, Autumn.